What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are looking at Warlock spell animations. It's going to be covering Destruction, Affliction, and Demonology. Looking at the new animations behind some of the new spells and some of the old ones. So hopefully you will enjoy it, and hopefully you've been tuning in for the other videos. So let's get started. First, we're going to be taking a look at Destruction. Warlocks have changed quite a bit. Some of our spells are changed a lot. As a caster, there's a lot less we're going to be casting while moving unless you spec specifically into it. As you can see immediately, Incinerate, while the animation itself is the same, the texture on the flame looks like it's been updated a little bit. It looks a little more detailed, a little more fervent and intense, I suppose, in the flames that you're throwing at your target, so that looks pretty cool. And then we have Immolate, which still looks the same, puts that engulfing fire around the target and such. Conflagrate still very similar, looks the same. Let's throw it over here on another target just so we can see it without the flames around it. So still hits with that explosive feel to it. I do like the texture on Incinerate. I like what they've done with Incinerate, how they've just upped the detail a little bit so it looks a little more intense, a little more fiery. That's kind of cool. Rain of Fire still looks the same. Not really up to the detail in the flames, little meteors that are falling. There's not really any less of them, so that's pretty cool. Our Havoc skill still looks the same, puts that little skull over top of the target. Let's see, how about Create Soulwell? Let's take a look at this. Oh, still the same effect, drops a little basin from the sky there right in front of you. Kinda neat. Our Summon Demons. Let's see, animation there. Still the same casting glyph. Still the same look. So not too much change there. Chaos Bolts. Still the same. Gnarly, big old fatty green dragon head thing flying at the target, so kudos to that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Going over real quick some of our active skill talents. Let's take a look at Dark Regeneration. Taking a look at Dark Regeneration, as you can see, still the same animation, still the same effect. So nothing has really changed there. Still think that's a pretty cool looking animation, if I do say so myself. Shadow Fury, still the same animation. Taking a look now at Mortal Coil. Looks like the detail on that one's been upped a little bit, but still very similar in execution. So not a whole lot's really changed there, which is again just fine. Look at Sacrificial Pact. So still the same red little bubbly orb around us. Not much has really changed there. Now waiting for our Sacrificial Pact to come off cooldown. Looking at Blood Horror, it still puts that same bubbling red aura around us. And this is the skill that whenever anybody attacks you, they will flee in horror for X amount of time. Dark Bargain, let's take a look at what Dark Bargain looks like. So still the same animation. Looking now at Burning Rush. So still the same effect. That crazy little fire trail behind you, pretty cool. Looking now at Unbound Will. So that's kind of cool. Got a little bit of a flaming shadow effect above your head there. Now, Kil'jaeden's Cunning is now an activated spell which lets you cast all your stuff while moving with a 1-minute cooldown. Let's take a look at Manarot's Fury, because that increases the radius of our... Oh yeah, look at that. Just flames everywhere. So that's kind of cool. Again, not necessarily a different animation for Rain of Fire, but it does add a nice little effect there, so you can see just everything is now taking damage for the bit that that's up on. Now this is what I'm most excited about for Warlocks. This one I've been waiting to show you. It looks cool, it looks powerful, it looks pretty dope. So I'm just going to get some dots up on the target here real quick just because we can. And the one active skill in the Warlock destruction tree is Cataclysm. As you can see, you press it, use it, it's got a little rune there that you can decide where you want it to drop on the target. And you drop it right there, and if you'll take a look at the ground where we drop it, just that fiery engulfing feel. You look at the swirling red aura around the Warlock, and then just that big old massive explosion. It looks cool. I hope it's viable, because as someone who just finished leveling a Warlock and is completely enthralled by destruction, I would love to be able to use that and actually get away with it. So that stuff's kind of cool, I think. I just think that skill is pretty gorgeous. So I want to take a look at Cataclysm one more time. So you can take a look at, of course, the ground around the target, the red aura of flames around our Warlock, and then, of course, the explosion. There's kind of a lot going on for it, but it adds such an impact and such like an epic feel to the skill. Like you feel like you're unleashing something just cataclysmic. Go figure. So here it is, Cataclysm. Taking a look now at Affliction. Affliction plays fairly similar, but there's quite a few skills missing. Malefic Grip is gone, so everything is very much back to just dots, rather than channeled spells. There's a couple channeled spells, but not kind of like there are now in Mist of Pandaria, which is okay. Agony still very similar. Casting animation to it, instant cast. Unstable Affliction still looks the same. The Seed of Corruption still flings that seed at the target. As you can see, it has its way there. Haunt still has the similar effect where it throws the green orby thing at the target. Looking at Drain Soul. Drain Soul has a very similar effect to it, almost what Malefic Grip does, just a little more soulish. So there's that. Kind of has a cool effect to it, as opposed to Drain Life, which is just a straightforward green line. Now, it's not really a new spell animation as much as it is just a kind of a new cool effect. It's worth looking at for the talent, and because I feel like the summoning action is a little bit different, and that is one of our level 100 talents as a Warlock. You get this as Destruction, Affliction, and Demonology. I believe it doesn't change, but it basically allows you to let's try that again. It basically allows you to maintain your control over even greater demons indefinitely, allowing you to summon Doom Guards and Infernals as permanent pets. So what that means is you can summon your Infernal just like you would in Imp, a Fell Hunter, your Succubus, anything like that. And the reason I think it's kind of cool because the Infernal's animation, he drops down really quickly out of the sky, which is kind of cool. If you want to take a look at that again, it's worth checking out. Because it does remove the 10-minute cooldown on it, which is kind of cool. So watch how hard that Infernal flies to the ground. Just poof, there he is. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, let's take a look at the Summoning Doom Guard really quick while we're at it. Again, removes the 10-minute cooldown from our Doom Guard. He's just kind of there. He's doing his thing. And, of course, what this does in line with your Grimoire of Sacrifice, it gives you access to, of course, new abilities and talents and such that you normally wouldn't have. So with our Doom Guard, we have access to, again, a Shadow Lock, which is very much like just a spell interrupt. And let's see what we get access to as an Infernal, because I never actually quite looked that up. That should be interesting. I could just summon the Infernal all day, just watch him smash into the ground. And he smashes on the ground so hard he actually comes in disoriented. But let's sack him and see what we get. Ah, that's interesting. So we get Meteor Strike. So it's a stun and AoE, so that's kind of cool. So we'll wait for that to come back up and we'll take a look at it again. So here it is, our Meteor Strike, what we're going to be looking at. Our spell we gained from sacking our Infernal. So here's Meteor Strike. So again, just very simple little animation there. Some flames around, stuff gets stunned. Taking a look now at Demonology Warlocks. As per usual, Demonology Warlocks still get their Felguard for their pet. Shadow Bolt looks like it's got a little bit of an update to it. Again, a little bit more refined in the texture. Seems like it shoots off, just again, more emphasis on that shadowy skull figure with the trail swirling behind it. Corruption still looks the same. Soulfire, let's take a look at that. Has the same burning effect around it as our Chaos Bolt does in live. It's got kind of a cool little hurling effect. Looks like you're almost like hurling like a rocky meteor at the target, so that's kind of cool. The Hand of Gul'dan, so drops that meteor on the target. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So not really a whole lot changed there again, but I do like that update which seems to Shadow Bolt. I don't seem to remember it being that refined in live, which is kind of cool. Taking a look now at our Metamorphosis, because that's usually why people play it anyways, because it's half the fun. Again, not a whole lot is really different with that, although of course it does change our spells around a little bit. Touch of Chaos is transformed from Shadow Bolt, and it does look like it's still an instant cast, or it's got still that fling. It's got like a cool flinging back and forth motion, so that's kind of cool. Soulfire, still the same. That's got kind of like a cool little wave effect to it, the Hand of Gul'dan still, so that's pretty cool. And of course, our Metamorphosis still consumes Shadow Fury per second. I believe it's called Shadow Fury? Demonic Fury, my bad. And taking a look at our other talent here in our level 75 bracket, because it tends to be what Demonology Warlocks run with, from what I've seen, is Grimoire of Service, and allows you to summon that second demon to do more damage, more craziness to the target, so that's kind of nifty. Let's Metamorphosis again and look at Demon Bolt, which is our level 100 talent here. Let's see what that looks like. Ah, that's kind of cool. So it looks like there's no cooldown on it, just you have to be in your demon form to be able to use it. So that's kind of cool. It has a really cool hurling animation to it. I'm curious how Demonology will be actually come live. I'm curious if it will hold up or if it'll fall behind again. So let's one more time take a look at our Demon Bolt. Just that nice, cool little... Pretty dope looking. I'm a fan. But that's really just about it for Warlocks. Again, the ability pruning you can definitely see in a lot of these classes so far. Again, just not as much to mess with. I feel like Druids kind of got the short end of the stick when it comes to ability pruning, but you can still tell there's a lot gone, which is the worst thing in the world, because I feel like Druids have a lot to manage, so if any of it can go away, then kudos. But so far, I think Cataclysm might be my favorite looking Warlock spell. I just think it looks awesome. The casting animation, the charge up, and then just the explosion. So hopefully that stays in, and they don't nerf that effect or anything, because I think that looks pretty dope. Pretty cool stuff, I do say so myself. That kind of covers it all. So we're going to end the video here, and I'm going to say thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will be looking forward to the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, looking forward to it. I'm starting to gear up toward doing some more skirmishes and coverage of some classes in Warlords of Draenor, the beta. Possibly some that I'm really not familiar with. It'd be kind of fun going there, just trying to learn a class in skirmishes. I think that might be kind of fun. And just give impressions of it. But next, let's look at mages next as our class to cover spell animation. So anticipate the mage video coming up after the warlock one. But anyways, thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for your time, and you guys have a great day. I'll catch you next time.